you guys need to look into, and this can be for any business or anything that you're doing, or if you want to create new offers and create some semi-passive income, is Chrome extensions. Um, uh, I prefer to code with Claude, but some people prefer ChatGPT. However, you do not need to be a coder. You do not need to know anything about coding. All you have to do is tell the AI what kind of extension you want to build. I actually just added about a list with 1,000 Chrome extension ideas to the community. So you can just, look through them. They no specific order. I was like, I'm not going to order, 1,000 entries. This is such a waste of my time. But you guys can have look through it. So these could be extensions that you sell on their own through the Chrome store. And of course, if you want to make more money, you can run ads to them or sell them in any other way, market them in any other way. Or just what I did with the school post saver in our community, you can create extensions like this that will actually be just for your community. And I'm talking about Suzanne specifically because she's a coach, she's building a community. Monique, you can probably build something that will be, specifically for your clients that can only have access while they're your clients. But this is a great way. Like, my new word for keeping people, staying with you is hostages. We have to start keeping people hostages. Like, your stuff has to be so good, the things that you give for free has to be so good that people would be like, these are the things that I'm staying in for. Because I've noticed with a lot of and I'm being very, very generic, like courses, memberships, whatever that is, at some point, you exhaust what you can give away. Like, it could be 5 years down the road, but at some point it's kind of like, unless it's something crazy like AI that is running like a freight train and there's always something new to learn all the time. But anything else, people are kind of like, okay, I have nothing more to learn, and they leave. But if you have tools and whatever that thing is, or things, that would make them stay just so they can use it, this is the way to build really large communities, keep your high ticket clients or whatever clients you have in, for as long as possible. So yeah, these are and I just started talking about extensions only because, I just made that massive, massive list for you guys, but that could be with anything else. However, things that are a little bit more complicated, like extensions, and when I say complicated, I mean you just have to spend a little bit more time with your AI that will code everything, fix errors and all that. They are more lucrative because if you just give them, say, a custom GPT or a pickaxe, people will be like, I can make my own at some point. But how many people would be like, oh, I can make my own extension, or I can make my own app? Because I'm going to show you how to make apps out of, say, Airtable and software. So Airtable is your backend and software is your front end, which is super easy. People just don't know how to do it. And if you present it to them as a user interface app, they wouldn't even have a clue how you made it. But they're crazy easy to make.
So what would be an example of that? What you just said?
Of what?
A user interface app, like what?
Uh,
Who would use
like,
that?
like
What
the
do you
one,
mean?
like the one that you guys get in level 6. It's not done with Airtable and software, but it's the app where you can upload a sample of your video, speech, whatever that is, and then it analyzes it and spits out a report of your own unique style.
Ah, what's this? Level 6?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not there yet.
Yeah, I'm building more and more apps that I'll be adding in level 6, and a few of them I'll be adding for everyone. Like the school pulse saver is available to every single person that is an active member. Because I think that this is such a good extension and so many people want it. I've seen it in so many communities that people have been like, hey, how do I save my post? And people are like, yeah, click the bell and it will tell you. But if you have your own database with everything, plus, keywords, and you can put notes in there. So imagine the possibilities. Not only you can keep track of posts that you want to keep track of, but you can use them as inspiration or curation for your own content. You can even put them through an AI and go, hey, can you analyze all that and give me the most viral content? Especially if you go through it and manually put, oh, it had like so many likes and so many comments. So there's lots and lots of possibilities with that. That's why I gave it for free to everyone. But you guys need to start thinking a little bit more in terms of how you can utilize AI and tools without having to know any code and be ahead of everybody else that is your competitor.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one because now, because I see you do it, now it feels like everyone knows this because I didn't know this before I started with you, but maybe because now I know so much of what you teach, I'm like, how can I be ahead? Because everyone knows this stuff, surely. Now it seems like everyone knows it, but probably everyone doesn't, right?
You know what? 90% of people know
What's that?
how to really badly prompt ChatGPT. That's the knowledge of the majority of people across the world.
What about marketers? Surely most marketers would be onto the AI.
Yeah, do you know how many marketers are just using ChatGPT and creating content? And they're like, let me show you how you can create your team by stacking up custom GPTs. That's probably the most complicated thing a lot of them do. Or they'll just grab some of the automations that they see around, they'll grab the blueprint and they'll sell that. But when you're a little bit more unique, when you can think of your own thing that is hard for people to replicate, that's when you start becoming known as the person that is a leader in your own little niche.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think over these 1,000 ideas, there's like bits for everything. And here's the other thing: if you just want to create some and sell them, they don't even have to be in your niche. They have to be anything.
I'm still working on my launch one because I was looking at it the other day. Like you said, people are still doing it manually. I went to look at it that other day, and I was like, "Geez, this process, like, for me, I find it a little bit crazy that they're still doing it manually. Because I would have thought they would know by now they could do this in a more automated way. But yeah, I've really been thinking about that because I see people in the community talking about their launch and how long it takes to put the stuff together and wada. And yeah, I just struggle to get my. I'm just struggling a little bit to get my head around it because it feels so big even for me, and I'm just yeah. But I definitely want to do it. Like I know this. If I could say to coaches and whoever business owners, if you want to do a live launch, here's everything that's automated for you. It's like a done for you service, right? So I do it for you, but it's all automated. So I need like the minimum stuff from the business owner, and then put it through. And because I actually did a little comparison the other day. I went into ChatGPT and I said, if I was to do my launch myself and hire a virtual assistant versus doing it through AI and automation, the time saved was like 18 hours a week was saved just using, because you could spend over 40 hours a week trying to do just a launch. You could save like 20 or 18 hours using automation and AI and someone that knows how to do it. And then the cost as well, like, because you pay a virtual assistant 20 odd whatever hour. So the financial cost for the the business owner was so much better because you pay like a one-time fee of, let's just say just say you sell it for 1997. Still over the lifespan of a launch, that's 6 weeks, the team involved, because I've been a part of that team, the money you have to pay that team to do your launch it's huge. It's way more than 1997.
How many people would you normally need to do a launch?
Oh wow. So on the back end for the email, you need at least 2 people on email support. Then you need a person in the inbox, because during that time during the launch when it's so hectic, you're probably looking at about, I would say, 3 to 4 team members.
And you're paying each one of them $20 an hour?
Or anywhere between, it depends what the person does in your team, 20 to, let's just call it $30 an hour, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. And how many hours would each one of them work per week?
So definitely in the last week of the launch is the heaviest when you're selling, because then you get bogged. Then people are working sort of, oh my word, through the whole entire thing. I would say each person would be working 24, 30, 40, about 40 hours.
Each one of them would be working 40 hours a
About
week?
40 hours. No, in total.
Oh, in total.
Yeah.
How many people did you say? 6 people?
Four.
Oh, 4. So if you have 6 people doing 40 hours a week, all of them, you're paying $3,200,
Okay.
isn't it?
If yeah, I would say probably around there.
So how do you get away with selling it for $2,000?
What do you mean? Like, that was just a hypothetical. Is it too little or is it too much?
Well, if you're selling yours done for your service for $2,000, like 1990, whatever you said,
Yeah.
$2,000, but you're paying 3,200 for a week, like for 40 hours work for 6 people, you're kind of behind.
No, so you got 2 weeks in there.
Okay, I've got 2 weeks by 6 people, right?
So okay, so 4 people. Let's do 4 people. So $25 an hour.
Right.
Yeah, and they're each doing 40 hours. Let me have a look. Sorry.
Okay, I came up with $32,000.
32,000. No ways. When I put it into, I don't know where it is now, but when I put it into chat with the chat, she said that you were probably spending about anywhere between around 3.5 to 4 grand on staff when I put the numbers in on the cost for having that versus having this, versus this option. So it's still a saving. You would still, and also keep in mind, what you would do is you would have like the emails when you do launch. The emails go so crazy. You would have an email or an email bot or whatever that would be not sleeping, right? That'll be answering those questions 24/7, not just when the team's on or when the team's there, right? Because I've been in a launch where you would go to bed and you'd wake up and you've like 150 emails. There's no ways. We had so many emails that we wouldn't even get through all of them before the doors closed. So there was money left on the table there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So these are actually such good points when you're selling your system.
It is.
Especially money left on the table, and doing things faster and doing things more efficient. This will definitely make your offer so much more unique than the other people. They're like, we have a team of 1 million people that will do all this for you. You can be like, I have a team of 1.5.
Yeah.
And we do it faster, better, and we never leave money on the table.
Yeah. And it's 24/7 essentially,
And it's 24/7.
and it'd be like everything. It's just building it out, which is where I get stuck because it just seems so big.
Yeah, just chip away at it. And like, have you tested this first step that you built?
I have, yes, I have, and it works. Like the first step is just the first step is actually quite a good step. It's the pre-launch content, and that's like 4 different types of content. So I've made those automations, and that works. That works great. I mean, it gets into a spreadsheet,
Yeah.
and then I wasn't really sure what to do with it from there.
So move it now to step 2, like, because we did 4 steps, didn't we?
Yeah, we've got 4 automations for different types of posts, right? Yeah, but this is the problem. I don't know where to take. Like, what happens once it's in the spreadsheet? Like, do I then manually? Oh, then I have to schedule it for social media and their email.
Yeah. The only module that will schedule for you stuff is Metrical, if you use Metrical.
Metrical. Okay. I'll write that
Yeah.
down. Yeah.
That would be the only thing that I've seen so far in Make that actually connects to some sort of a scheduler.
Beautiful.
Otherwise, you either have to do it on the automation, which means if you schedule like 30 things at the same time, and you say, yeah, post it on Instagram, it will post 30 things on Instagram, which is something you don't want. So in that case, you need that database. But if you connect it to Metrical, then you can schedule directly from your automation.
Okay, well that's step 2. So that's good. So now I can do that with Metrical. I'm busy doing the Make an Airtable course.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's all. That's all from me. That's where I am.
Cool. We have somebody we've never met before, Jimara. Hello. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear us, but if you wanna show yourself and say hello, or if you have a question, just unmute yourself and ask a question.
Hi. Hi. No, just here listening. I just joined today. So my name is Jamira. Nice to meet you guys. Let's get away. Go.
Oh, is it Jamira? Because I read it and I was like, Jimara.
No, it's Jamira.
Okay. Sorry. I'm pretty bad at pronouncing people's names. Because
yeah, me too. Horrible.
Yeah, half the time we're in this society where we like to write names a different way. Like we pronounce it like this, but we write it like this, and people look at it and like, I don't know.
Right.
Like people get so confused when they see my name spelled with a K that they don't pronounce it normally. They start looking like, oh, it's Monique. And if you look at Monique's name, it's spelled completely different. But they get freaked by the K there. But that's a European name of spelling it. So yeah, anyway.
So how do you say your name? It is Monique or
it's Monica.
Monica, okay. See. You're right. I heard you
Monica,
say it.
just instead of a C, Monica. It's okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what my brain did. That's funny. I heard you say it. I'm looking right at it, and I still wanted to say Monique. Can they completely even see the A at the end? That's funny.
Yeah.
Get that out your mouth.
Yeah. Well, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, currently, I'm currently an AI consultant. So I went through an AI certification program, and I have a business I launched in April called No Code for Change, where we teach children. Stop it! Sorry, my child's right here. This is kind of late. She needs to go to bed. Yeah, we teach children just no code applications about AI, data, data analysis. I created a program called Data Detective. So we teach them right now we're working on a TikTok hacking using data. And I made all these AI avatars for them. And so it's really cool. My problem is I focus more on my business than I did the consulting part. And I'm trying to figure out how to monetize the consulting portion because that's where the money is really at. Working with universities and libraries, they pay, but they take forever to pay. It takes about 6 months. You have to invoice, you have to become a vendor. It's just such a long process. So I need a quicker, faster way to monetize. And I was just having a hard time because I've made automations. I made one recently that took me forever because I had to use a webhook and an API. So if I'll watch a tutorial and I'll just build them out, and I just found out that we can do templates, which probably within the last 3 months, which is actually a lot easier. So I want to learn how to sell them, monetize that part of it. And I found I've seen your ad forever, and I kept on saving the link. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to buy it. It's my birthday month. I'm going to buy it. She could probably help me, show me how to monetize this actual AI instead of me just having this beautiful title and just teaching kids. I want to actually make money.
Yeah, it's all well and good to be, a philanthropist, but at some point you need to pay bills. So
Exactly.
yeah, private enterprises, selling your own tools and apps is the way to go. 2025 will be very, very hot with agents, like multitask agents and all that. It's like rapidly coming. And here's the other thing, guys. We really need to, put our foot on the accelerator, because people are going to start losing their jobs. Like there's no sugarcoating. People are going to start losing their jobs, and people are going to start looking at reskilling, at trying to make money with AI. So if you're late to the show, you will be late to the show, basically. So anything that we can sell now and, carve our little niche in the market and grab our clients, this is it. My prediction is that within the next 18 to 24 months, the AI industry will get oversaturated like everything else in every other industry.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking at the classroom. The AI agents, will we have to level up to be able to watch those trainings? Because I see you say it's dropping soon.
I haven't done anything with it.
Is that going to teach us how to build agents?
The first bits of, like, I'll start with building assistants with assistant API, and then these assistants can then become agents, or they can become apps. And then we're going to look at like, I'm chatting with my dev buddy that does our like custom make apps. He's much better than me. He's like in LLM learning, and like he's been in the game as a developer and data analyst, and teaching LLMs and all that for much longer than me. We're looking at how to, because it gets scary. Like when we start talking about code and do this and do that, like how do we take our make automations, put all these tasks into a code, and slap a user interface on top of it? Now that's a lot more sellable. That's your multitask agent. Because now people can, like, even if you give access and all that, people can't really copy it because they can't see the code behind it.
So can you give me sorry, and my brain needs to have an example to understand. So what would be an example of that? What you just said?
Okay, the quickest example is social media content.
Okay.
So it will be, I'm going to put in my app what my business is. I'm going to tell it my writing style. And then I'll say, hey, can you create some content for these platforms? And then it will take this prompt or this instruction, and it will do all that in the back end. It will be like when you look at a Make app, it will do the same, but it's not going to be in Make. It's going to be done with code that AI will write for you, and then you'll store it somewhere in like Replit or something like this, which is, and I know when I talk about it, it sounds scary, but it's not. Like, guys, the very first thing you always need to remember is that I'm not a coder. I'm not a software engineer. I don't know how to write a single line of code. And at the same time, I build and sell apps and tools and extensions and all that. So every single one of you can do it, as long as you're not scared.
So is that an agent? Is that what you would call an agent?
Yeah. So yeah, and those agents, like, that was a very simple thing to to explain, but you can have like your own data. For example, you can have all your social media content into a vector database that is stored in specific platforms like Pinecone or Quadrant or Superbase, or I think it was Firebase, the Google one. And they're called vector databases because number one, they're very secure. And number two, when you query those databases, the information that you get back is a lot more accurate. And this is, for example, a way to build a bot, a chat bot that is not dumb. It can actually have a conversation with people. Rather than the ones that are like, if they say this, you say that. Also, so if you put like your whole social media into that type of database, you can have something that analyzes it and then pulls out your most viral posts and then create more posts like that, like automatically. Like this could be your whole agent.
Oh,
It does
okay.
that.
Okay. Okay, I see.
So it does several things without you going, hey, can you do this? Can you do that?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, interesting. Okay. That'd be nice to
Yeah.
be nice to see when someone makes one.
Oh, there's plenty out. Just a lot of them are a lot more complicated code than it should be. So, yeah, I'm just going to try and do it as simple as I can for you guys.
Oh, yeah. I mean, someone in our community, sorry.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Suzanne, how are you?
Good. Thanks.
Are you
I
getting?
actually do have a couple questions.
Yep.
My questions may sometimes sound really simple because sometimes this is way beyond me, all of this talk, but I'm starting to understand it all. And of course, doing the art and yoga business, I'm coming from a different perspective, I suppose. Um, First off, could you explain a little bit more about web scrapers? I saw your email about that and I went and looked into that and I wasn't really sure. Is this like trying to gather competitors' databases of emails so that I can market to these people, or what? How
Yes.
does this work?
Yeah. So scrapers are pre-made programs that, people that know how to code, they make them and they sell them through various platforms like Apify, Phantom Buster, and all these ones. So some of them are free, some of them are paid, some of them are paid per usage, whatever they are, but they're exactly what you think it is. They go and scrape information. Each one of them usually has a single function. For example, hey, go and look at Google Maps and scrape all the publicly available information for, say, dentists in my area.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Or you can be like, you can scrape stuff from social media. Now we have to be a little bit careful there because we can get slapped. But like if you want to get, for example, if you're looking at LinkedIn and if you want to get information and just scrape the information of people, you just need to find their URL. So the links to their to their accounts, because LinkedIn doesn't really allow us to scrape by looking at stuff like what is your profession and all that. It gets really prickly when you do that. So you'll basically find all these links and then you can put it through a scraper and the scraper will just grab all the information that is available there, including email addresses, phone numbers, addresses, whatever is available. So yeah, it can be for anything you can think of. There's like if you go to say Apify and you just have to start typing something and all the scrapers will come up.
Okay, well, so I thought that's what that meant. And then my concern, I guess, is what are you going to do? You're going to you're going to import those emails into your email database and send out massive emails. I mean, like, I think like in Kartra, you have to agree not to send emails
Yes.
who
So
haven't
if you're
given you
trying to
permission.
do cold email marketing, is a little bit more tricky because you're definitely going to get slapped if you do that. So it's like it's a bigger automation that is actually expensive to run as well. But it's like you have to set up like so many Google accounts. So, a few of them go through this one, then a few of them go through this one, then a few, then it's usually with ClickUp. It's actually pretty hard unless you look into each one and you manually go and send them emails
Oh,
rather than doing it automatically.
I see.
Yeah.
Hmm.
If you do it one by one and you try to make it personalized, then you're not going to get slapped. But if you go, here's 1,000 emails that will go through my Google account or through my, email autoresponder, you'll get in trouble because people start reporting you.
Of course.
Yeah.
But wouldn't people report you anyways? Because they're going to be like, where did you get my email from? Even if you email them like individually, they're still going to be like, where did you?
Some of them will, some of them won't. That's why most people that do this type of lead generation, they set up all these other Google accounts that they don't care if they get reported and shut down.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Well, I've done lots of DMs in Facebook, and that's how I built up my page. I have almost 800 people on my page, and so probably every maybe 75 people that I messaged, someone would be kind of snippy about it. Why are you messaging me? But most people were actually pretty happy to hear from me and excited to join my group. But Facebook throttles you down once they realize you're doing that. So you kind of lose that opportunity. So I was just sort of interested in how that worked. Yeah. And the second question that I have is, so Chrome extensions, well, this is a whole new idea to me. Could you kind of give me an idea of how that might work for my business with art and movement? What would
Um,
I be designing for clients?
I don't know. Let me see. I'm going to open that document that I built
It's a good
because
idea.
it's so massively big.
Well, if I could ask you, so I'm in this group where it's we do free coaching with each other, and I maybe coach on a freebie session once a month just for practice when it's an unusual opportunity, an unusual client, and she wanted to learn how to be more creative in her thinking to help her with her marketing. And I teach creativity with art, and but she had me go into Chat GPT and fill out her customized form, which every time I answered it, it gave me a customized prompt to get real specific on what our session was going to be about. And so I thought, well, that really seems like a great way to approach a potential client, to give them that. But then if they see you're using Chat GPT, they could just go in there and do it themselves. And you had kind of mentioned that a little bit earlier when you were talking about those Chrome extensions. So if you can take it a bit further, that's kind of what I was wondering, if the Chrome would work in a scenario sort of like that.
It probably will. You just have to see if there's an extension like this that you can create. What I do is I go and I'm like, hey, I want to create this extension that does this thing, and I want it to have these functionalities, and this is how I want it to look, basically, to Claude. And then it just gives me all the files. I go and test them. But you need to be a little bit more clear as in, what you want to do.
So Suzanne, did you watch the training on the pickaxe?
I don't think so.
What do you think,
I've
Monica?
only been in the group for about a month, and I have yet to design my own. What's it called when you design your own?
Oh,
You told me to go
GPT.
watch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Monica, don't you think pickaxe would be something for Suzanne? What she was sounds like that's what she's talking about, like putting it
Pickaxe
behind
is a
your.
great tool. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've spoken about Pickaxe, Suzanne, a few times. So instead of giving them the prompt in Chat GPT, you can just build your own pickaxe that does exactly what you needed to do and embed it into a page. So they only have access to that page for as long as you want them to have access to that page.
okay. Yeah, I'll look at that. Thank you.
Yeah, because I think we were talking about the workshops that you do.
Mhm.
And we were talking that you actually give them those prompts, but instead of giving them the prompts, you can just give them access to that pickaxe and just allow them to have access to it only while they're at the workshop, and then you can delete the page.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, I'll look at that.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
someone did that for their members, for their actual memberships, and it looks pretty cool. It's kind of like your way to, I suppose,
Yeah.
safeguard your stuff without people thinking it's just straight through Chat GPT.
Mhm.
Yeah, so there's some training from me, and also there's a big masterclass that Catherine did, who is doing it very, very successfully for her membership, like very successfully. So if you go into building apps and tools with AI, you'll find my training, and then if you go to masterclasses, you'll see pickaxes for memberships and SaaS.
Yeah.
So the master classes, it's on your site though, or it's
Yeah,
somewhere
it's in the
different?
classroom. It's in the classroom.
Okay. Oh, okay. And it says master classes on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
The other one where my training is called building apps and tools with AI.
Okay. Well, this particular form that she had me fill out, it's almost kind of like put together from a perspective of a counselor. So tell me what your problem is. I'm going to diagnose you. I'm going to give you a summary of what I think that is. And then you're going to meet with the coach to have an accelerator call, which is just extremely valuable. But if it shows Chat GPT, if it were me, at that point, I'd be like, well, I'll just start talking to Chat GPT to solve my problems, and I don't need a coach. I don't know.
Yeah. So these pickaxes, they don't show Chat GPT. They just show like a
Okay.
form.
Okay.
And you
Yeah,
can
that's
put Chat GPT behind them. Claude, I think they brought Llama or something like that, but you can put whatever LLM you want behind it, but it's not going to show you or anyone what's being used for that.
okay. And is it kind of like a Google document? You share a link with them, and
Yeah, you can just embed it into a page on your website and just give people the link.
oh, okay,
And
okay,
then you
yeah,
can
that
delete
sounds
the
good.
web page if you want to.
Yeah,
If
that sounds really
people to
good.
have any more access to it. Yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Thanks for the info.
Not a problem. Hey, Aisha, you've been in the group for so long and you haven't come to any.
I know.
Oh,
I've been traveling, so I've had 3 months sabbatical.
so you just rubbed our noses.
Yes. So I took my son, my 12-year-old son, to Thailand, Vietnam, and Laos.
Wow.
So we just got back last week, and I mean, like, I used to listen to the Everyday AI podcast every day on my walk, and now I just don't care about AI at all. I suddenly just lost all interest. So I thought this might help me. I'm really struggling to get back into work mode, to be honest.
Yeah. Did you say 3 months?
Yeah.
Yeah, that will do it.
Yes. So, and yeah, it's just been really hard getting back into my work mojo.
Yeah.
And I need to make some money, so I've got to get it back on.
Definitely. And I don't know if you've seen, but a lot of people in our community are, launching and making sales and making money within, a couple, some of them are within a few weeks or within a couple of months.
Yes. And I'm pretty like tech savvy. I've got 25
Yeah.
years. I was building websites in the late 90s. So when they first started, and I've built custom GPTs. I've had my AI image membership for a year and a half. So I just I joined knowing I wouldn't care about it. But while it was at the cheaper price.
Yeah,
So
you're
that
right, because now
strategy
it's
worked well on
49 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you doing with that image membership?
Nothing. It's sort of dying. I do beautiful stuff and I do custom images. I mostly work with people creating oracle cards. So, and I've created stunning things that, you know, don't look like AI. This is one of my decks. I don't know if you guys
Oh,
can see
Yeah,
it.
cool.
this is very pretty.
That's
So,
nice.
and that's the back, and I'll grab the box. So I'm really interested in doing stuff that doesn't look like AI in terms of images. So this is my box. Look how gorgeous that is.
Oh, it
Oh,
is.
beautiful.
It is, yeah.
So this is a sample printed in China. And then it's got, I love slots.
Oh, that's so cute.
So I'm very good with Mid Journey. I've generated like 80,000 images, so I'm good with that. And I teach Mid Journey, but I'm just sort of, I don't know. I was thinking about going into, my son goes to a private school and they're really ahead in lots of ways, but they haven't embraced AI. So I spoke to them before I left about teaching the teachers not to be scared of AI. And then working stuff out to help the students, because I'd love to work with kids, teaching them AI, because my son loves it. He loves to borrow my phone and use Midjourney, you know, so, but I literally have lost all interest. So I've got to like see what's going to light me up, because I really have to have a bit of energy behind it.
Yeah. The big problem about teaching kids, and we were talking to someone just before you came on, is there's not really a lot of money there.
Yes. So my son's school's very moneyed. Yes. And I think, yeah, that's what I looked at as well. Like, who's going to pay?
Businesses
You know.
are going to pay.
Yes. So, yeah. So maybe I'll do that as my volunteer thing. I don't know, or low paid thing.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I don't know. I think that, you know, people that teach kids should be paid more, but there you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're never really
But
paid.
it's fascinating how you can use AI to help people with learning difficulties, different learning styles. Like my son, I was just doing a bit of a chat GPT this morning. My son has to quote some Shakespeare in a play in front of 1,000 people, and we don't understand the words. We don't know how to remember the words. So I just asked Chatty for help, and now I've printed it out on a piece of paper, and we're going to work through it. So you can use it pretty much for anything, right?
Yeah. Are you talking about these old English words?
Yes.
Shakespeare
Like it's
uses?
like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
I cannot read Shakespeare. Like I'll read it and I'm like, this is gibberish.
I don't even know how to say some of this, but he goes, now fair Hippolyta, our nuptial hour draws on apace. 4 happy days brings in another moon. But oh, methinks how slow the old moon weighs. She lingers my desires.
Yeah.
Like to a step dame or dowager. And I'm like, oh my God, Chatty, help me.
Yeah, what does this
My
mean
brain
in
is
English?
Yeah. Whatever you said, I did not understand.
I just heard
I
nuptials.
got an interpretation. Yeah. So there are ways to really help kids. Well, my son's ahead of the game, so at least he'll be right.
Yeah. But yeah, before you came on, we were talking about, you know, selling solutions, like practical solutions to problems that businesses have,
Yeah.
selling tools, apps, Google
Yes.
Chrome extensions, all these things will make you money.
Yes, well, I was
Because-
excited when you talked about Pickaxe. I've already looked it up just then, because I have like 5 custom GPTs just to help people do sales pages and stuff with their Oracle cards. But yeah, I haven't really promoted them. I've just given them as part of my other programs. But obviously these people are small, you know, they're not real businesses. They don't want to pay a lot of money. So I have a business background, so I could easily, you know, think of things that small businesses need or bigger businesses.
Yeah, there's so much
Do anything.
potential.
Just have
Like
to
so much
decide.
potential as long as you just start talking to people. And sometimes just talking to people without trying to sell them something.
Yeah, with no agenda. Yeah. I call it the golden thread. Like you find an idea and you just keep pulling it. Like I didn't plan to like be an Oracle card expert, but I just followed the golden thread of opportunity and interest. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that the biggest problem with image generation right now is that everybody has access to it,
And people can get pretty good results.
even with a really, really crappy prompts.
Yeah. Mine seem to be like a higher standard, thankfully. So I've retained 120 members paying me each month. It's only $7, so it's pretty cheap. And they get a ton of images and they get to, you know, ask for what they want. But the quality is print quality, it's all upscaled. It's mostly targeted at people doing Oracle cards, and people have produced beautiful things with all the different collections. So but yeah, I feel like by the end of the year, that's just going to die out. For now, it's $1,000 for a few hours work, you know, so it's good.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm
I
not
remember
growing.
when it,
Definitely not growing.
yeah, when Midjourney went to version 4, because the previous versions were horrible.
I know. I've
But
got
version
Paris in my
4,
Midjourney
it
course.
started creating really good stuff, and it was really easy to sell.
Yes.
Like I have this massive wildlife collection. It has like 100 images in there, and I sold it really well quite a few times.
Yes.
But that
Fabulous.
was back then.
Yeah, now everything's always shifting, especially with image generation. And I think that's where my stuff stands apart, because it's more artistic than like we can all do images of a woman, you know, holding a coffee cup or whatever.
Yeah,
They're all
but
boring
you
now.
have to find how to sell it, because a lot of other people also sell very creative stuff. And a lot
Yes.
of people, you know, can just prompt very easily.
Yeah, well, it's getting easier. It was a lot more technical when we started.
Yeah.
The other
I
thing
have a
I
whole
did,
course on Midjourney that I don't really sell anymore.
yeah, I know, I don't even sell my course anymore. It's there, but no, I don't care about it. The other thing I did before I went overseas was virtual photo shoots. So that went quite well. And yeah, I did make, I don't know, 10 of them for 147 US, but some people took a really long time. Their faces didn't work. And one person I just offered a refund, whereas my face works really well and some people's doesn't. So that was interesting as well, because I followed another lady, and yeah, but I don't know, it's too stressful, because people have a perception of what they look like, and when you give it back to them, they're like, I don't look like that at all. And you're like, well,
yeah, I know, I look like Lara Croft in my
like
book.
one lady, she's
You
in her
actually.
60s, and she didn't say she wanted to be, I'll say, euthanized. And she looked amazing, right? She only looked about 40, but she wanted to look about 20. And it was just, there was 2 days of my life, you know, for $147. It wasn't worth it.
Yeah, I feel that when you do more technical stuff is easier.
Yes.
Because it's kind of like math
Less personal.
and drawing.
Yeah.
You know, technical stuff is just, it is
not subjective.
This is the way, you know, to do it. And then when you're creative, you can get so much feedback, like negative.
Oh, I know. I
feedback
don't
from
like
people.
feedback. That's why I don't do websites, because people don't know what they want until you give them what they told you they wanted. And then they're not happy. So yeah, so I'm jumping back in now. I've been back a week, and I'll just...
Yeah, well, you never actually booked a call with me.
No, because I had already left the country.
Yeah, I know. So just make sure that you book that call, and we can sit down and make a plan.
Yes, I saw that message in the platform.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Same with Isabel, who is new.
Yes.
And yeah, make sure you book a call with me.
Fabulous.
Yeah. Okay, anything else, guys? Isabel, do you have any questions? You just popped in. We've been on for almost an hour. You don't?
Is this recorded? Is it possible to watch this
meeting?
Yeah,
I record all of them, and then I do summaries. So you can either read the summary or you can watch the whole thing.
Thank you so much. Oh, yes. I wanted to say I really liked your explanation of the Google little device. How do you call this thing?
The Chrome extensions?
Yes, the Chrome extension, because you explained that you already had it installed, and so we could just click over there. But afterwards, you uninstalled yours to show us better. I was so happy you did that because it's such good explanations, very kind. You took extra time to show us it precisely. Thank you.
Not a problem at all. Not a problem. And make sure that you book your call with me and we can chat about your stuff.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you. Yes. It's
Okay.
yes. It's that sometimes I have trouble deciding. And since once I commit, like even you told me, I was surprised. I told you you could contact me. Usually people don't even try, and you tried, and I wasn't even watching my computer because I was sure you were too busy. Like who could take a meeting at last minute like this? So
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, but you've got my calendar, so book it whenever you
no,
want.
I don't think I do. I don't think. Oh, your calendar in the community or something you sent me?
You can either find it in the message, the very first message that you got, which is an automated
Oh,
message, or you
thank
can
you,
get
thank
the
you.
calendar in the start here section. So it's the very first section in the classroom. You'll see the
Okay.
calendar in there as well.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much.
Not a problem at all. Okay, guys, we have another 10-ish minutes.
For question.
Anyone will share anything else?
I have a question.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Oh, Monique, you were going to say something.
No, I was
Monique...
just going to say something, but you go ahead if you've got a question.
Well, yes, there's I call how do you say, somebody who fixes things. Anyways, he fixes he welds and all kinds of little things like that. The word escapes me right now. But anyways, he been texting one day. It was at midnight because it was the end of his day. So is there, Monica, I don't know if you'd ever make a little add-on so that people can time the time of a text, an SMS, because SMS shouldn't just come when come out when we have time. Sometimes it is better to choose that it should come out of our phone or device the next morning. So I don't know if you would do that for whatever reason, Monica, because I'm sure you could do that, but or even that could even sell, could be something for sale because to be able to say, I want to send an SMS for a birthday on a certain date, make sure to not forget. Perhaps it already exists.
I don't think that you can do it. You can like schedule messages out of your own phone. I don't think this is
No,
possible.
no.
I think I don't even think you can do it through WhatsApp. But
Ah,
yeah,
okay.
I don't think so. I'm sorry.
No. I'm telling you in case it's possible because you would know. Instead,
Yeah,
I can try and
yeah, I don't think we're there yet.
Thank you.
No problem. Yeah. Monique, what did you want to say?
No, I was just going to say that I know we spoke about this last time, but I'm also starting, I do some digital marketing for the locals here in the town. And that's starting to pick up now. So I was just looking at how AI is going to help me with that. And I'm going to approach the businesses. So yeah, I think for that road, for me, for the brick and mortar businesses, yeah, I'm probably going to look at doing content creation and using AI for that, and paid advertising, and using something for that, and email marketing. And then I want to go back to you shared something the other day about a brick and mortar business where you created something for them that captured leads. Remind me what that was.
There's the list builder.
The list builder.
Yeah. So you'll see it in the make blueprints. You'll see brick and mortar, list building, and CRM, something like that. That one sells really well. I did it the first time I did it, when I actually created this system, I did it for a butcher. And then 2 months later, I was chatting with him and he was telling me that his business has doubled because he said nobody else does that, because when he sells some meat, by the time his customer gets home, they have an email with several recipes and a voucher. So these people go and tell their friends, and their friends are like, "Oh, I want to see what happens." So they go to his store.
So we can we can sell that blueprint? Can we?
Yeah, of course you can.
Okay, I'm gonna test that one. We've got one small butcher here in town, a small butcher.
Yeah, but you can do it for anyone. You can do it for hairdressers. You can do it for jewelers. Whatever that business is, if they're selling a physical product, or even like with hairdressers, they sell,
shampoo and stuff.
hairdressing, but it could be like, the email could be like, how to keep your hair in whatever style they did it for longer. Something that makes people feel warm and fuzzy, and then go, hey, by the way, here's a voucher for next time you come.
And then they're on the email list.
Yeah. So especially if you have local businesses that don't have money for ads, because a lot of local businesses don't, this is a better way to sell.
Oh, that's such
Because
a good idea.
when you do ads for local businesses, it's basically like, hey, here's a voucher, come and get it. Come into the store and you'll get that voucher. Whatever in the voucher is, that discount. You never know if those people will come, and you're still paying for the leads. But if somebody walks into your store and you're like, oh, here's a lead, then I'm going to get their email address. I'm going to give them something cool. I'm going to give them the voucher, and they'll come back.
So how much would you sell that for?
I would sell it for anything between, like, if it's a really tiny business and they're really struggling, I would do it for a minimum of $500 a month, and I will have control over it. So I'll run it for them. Or like my butcher pays me $1,000 a month.
Wow. And then do you do his emails for him as well?
No.
Oh. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna go back and look into that. Definitely.
Yeah, it's a big butcher. Like, it's not a tiny little one. They're big butcher in a very busy place. We just doubled his business.
I'm gonna do that but I'm gonna probably have to give it to them for cheaper to start. And then
absolutely.
Yeah, and then go from there. Oh, yes, I'm gonna do that. Yep, that's the one. Yeah. Thank you.
It's super easy. I really like local businesses because almost everybody ignores them. And everybody's like, let's work with coaches, or let's work with these businesses, and let's work with that. And I'm like, what about the people with cash? Like, we're quoting one of my high ticket members, Penelope. She's decided to go after lawyers. So we sold one thing to a lawyer. Then she went to a much bigger firm. I think she said that their turnover is about 2 million a year. They're lawyers. That's probably not even a big firm in the law community. But we're quoting something that is going to cost them $30,000. And lawyers, it's a lot of work. Like, it's not an automation. It's like a lot of work. But they can pay.
But does she have a coding background?
Oh, no. She sells them. We do it.
Oh.
So we go 50-50. We do all the development, my dev mainly. I'm kind of the middleman going, yo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she sells, we develop, and we revenue share. But people, lawyers, accountants, all these local businesses that have lots of clients, they have the cash to pay. And a lot of people are like going after coaches that have just started their coaching business and they have no money at all.
This is what I was thinking. I was thinking something like about that for local business. My stepmom works at a law firm in this town in New Zealand, which was have the most law firms in the whole entire world. I've never seen so many law firms in my life. And I was thinking the other day, she said to me, oh, have you heard about this AI stuff? And I was like, oh, yeah, tell me about it. And she was like, we've just brought it into a law firm. And I was like, oh, I need to go there and go and see them because I want to, interesting. Yeah. I'll have to, yeah. Is this your AIpreneur society, Monica? Where do you get information on that? Because you can't click on that link or anything, can you?
Yeah, you can. When you open the group on the right-hand side, you'll see the AIpreneur Society, and you can click on that link.
And that's got information in there for us?
Yeah.
Cool. I'll have a look at that.
Yeah. There's plenty of money to be made. It's just, as I said, a lot of us, and I'm guilty of the same thing. We go to YouTube and we watch all these cool things that people build, and we just go after this shiny object, but then it's like, what do I actually do with it? It's very cool, but what do I do with it?
Exactly that.
Like, I'm a little bit more pragmatic and practical. I'm like, if I can't sell it, I probably shouldn't be going down this rabbit hole.
Mm.
Yeah.
Can I interrupt? Have you found that there's a type of business that, say, Monique and I could target that are more open or easier to work with, or have more opportunities, like the law firm and the butcher or the hairdresser? Like, because we've got tons of all of those, right? And I know it's different in different markets, but have you seen any trends?
I think it's not really, because people are still very scared of AI.
Yeah.
A lot of people are very scared of AI, and most of the times I would always say start small. Go and sell something small,
Yeah.
and then when they see that it's working and they like it, then go and sell them something else that is bigger, or add on the thing that you just sold.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like for example, if Monique goes and sells the lead, the email builder thing, and she's like, yeah, I'm only going to charge you $500 a month. And then a couple of months later, they're like, oh my God, our list has doubled. We have so many other people. And she'll be like, okay, you see how great it works. What if I now start creating content for you that will make you even more visible on social media?
Mm.
I'm only going to charge you an extra $400 a month, or whatever, $600 a month, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'm just pulling numbers out of my butt.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just make your numbers as you go.
Interesting. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Also, one field that is extremely lucrative is large YouTube channels. A lot of big creators, they don't have the bandwidth to answer comments, like to reply to comments. And as a creator, you should be replying only to comments that are, say, negative, or if somebody asks you a question. Like if somebody just says thanks or this was great, it's not worth your time as a big YouTube creator to go and answer everybody. Because imagine if you have 100,000 subscribers and your video gets 3,000 comments.
Oh yeah.
And that's just one video.
Yeah.
Like, it's impossible. But if you answer these people, if you reply to those comments, your subscribers feel warm and fuzzy because you acknowledge them. So I have an automation that will do that for you, for those creators.
Yeah.
It will basically reply to all comments and will only leave the comments that are negative or they have a question, and then you can just go and, because it goes into a database, and then you can go and just click on those and reply to them. This is a very good service to sell as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, but there's always things that you can sell. You just have to see a gap in the market. And a lot of the time, somebody's already come up with some sort of idea. You just have to make it better. I think it was Picasso that said that, you know, people that create original stuff are like really good artists. People that steal are really great artists.
Yeah.
I think it was something like, I'm paraphrasing very loosely, but it was something like this. So if you see something, take it, make it 100 times better, and sell it as yours.
Interesting. I'm gonna look. Can you find those on YouTube?
You can find them. Like, ideas are everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't wake up one morning and go, I think I'm going to create a school post saver for our community. First, I started seeing it for months. People are like, how do you sell this? How do you save posts? Oh, I don't know. Click the bell and it will tell you when something is new. Then I saw somebody that created their own extension. I looked at it. So but this extension just saves it in the browser. And I thought, okay, so what if you have like 300 saved posts and you're trying to find something? How the hell do you find it? So I said, I'm going to get the idea, I'm going to create my own, and I'm going to create a database. So you can put it into your own database, and that's like a huge asset for you. So the ideas are out there. People have done something very simple to solve their problem. And you can just make it better, make it your own.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the Japanese, after the Second World War, they were absolutely decimated. The reason they have such good cars is because they stole American cars and German cars, looked at everything, and made their own cars that are better.
Oh, wow.
Wow. I didn't know. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, like Japanese cars are some of the best cars.
The best. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because like in Australia, we drive a lot of four-wheel drives. Like top of the range is Toyota.
Yeah.
However you look at it, Toyota outperforms everything.
All utes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Ah, excellent. Okay.
So yeah, listen to what people are saying, listen to questions, then either create your own solution or see if somebody's created a solution, look at it and be like, I'm gonna make it better.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Like my automations, people take them and they make them better to suit them. Same thing.
Put your own spin on it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
Then
it.
it's yours, because nobody's inventing the wheel.
No.
Yeah.
And everyone has their own space. Like, you know, I've got my little local town here and all these million law firms that I should go and see one day. Because, yeah, they do. 10x, right? People that have got the most money to spend.
Yeah.
Real estate's another one.
I have a special love-hate relationship with real estate agents. They have the cash, but they don't like spending it.
Right.
So unless a real estate agent comes to me and shoves money down my throat, I would never approach them.
Really?
Yep. Some people love them. They make a lot of money out of them. I've tried on 2 occasions, I think, in the past to work with them. It's always negotiating. It's always, how can we make it the cheapest, but you can give me the most? And it's like, this is exhausting.
That's their job, right? That's what they do all day.
This is exhausting. I can't do that.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. I've never actually dealt with them on that side, but I was going to go because you have quite a few real estate people here that I know, and I was going to go and speak to them about their digital marketing. But interesting.
Speak to them. No, speak to them. As I said, just because my experience was bad doesn't mean that they're all bad.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Monica.
Not a problem. And yeah, guys, I hope to see you more often on those calls, because they are productive. Like, we all work as, you know, a community, and we all learn from each other, and we find things that other people are doing that we can do in our own little niche. And this is the only way we evolve and make our businesses better and, you know, more successful.